불멸의 전사 2.
Welcome back, guys, for more SPL. We are all tied up here between SK Telecom and the Jin Air Green Wings. Maru taking a win, as well as Classic defeating SOS.
Yeah. Dark versus Maru. Pretty good game from Maru. Classic versus SOS. Pretty quick game. Honestly, I wouldn't suggest it to any of your friends out there. But these next two games will definitely make or break this series. soO versus Rogue and Dream versus Trap. Starting with soO versus Rogue here. I actually voted for Rogue despite the fact that soO has been wrecking it also in the Pro League. I mean, we always talk about like innovation. We always talk about Maru, but we really sleep on soO, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, he's been looking good in ZVZ recently, so I'm sure he's going to get a lot of votes, especially, you know, Rogue is he's good for Pro League, right? He comes out here over and over and shows really nice best-of-one builds. soO, though, a little bit more consistent. I feel like the safe choice, but Rogue, I mean, he could come out with anything here for sure. I'm actually excited to see what he's going to do more than what soO's going to do.
Yeah. I mean, the past ZVZs that we've seen of soO have all been him going early pool and punishing his opponents that have been gone hatch first. And I'm pretty sure by now that in ZVZ, his opponents have probably figured out that that's the only build that he does. But who knows, maybe he'll mix it up a bit. We'll just have to wait and see as we get into the game on Overgrowth.
Yep, you can see there Rogue is actually 7-3 against soO. So overall, having a better record. Let's see who voted for who. GTR, you were the only person to vote for Rogue.
Yeah, I've been very bold today, I guess, with my predictions. And,
taking some chances.
Yep, taking some chances. I got to climb back up. Got to make my way back to the top.
Rogue could definitely take this. This is a very even matchup, more than the predictions say. So let's get into game number 3, a ZVZ on Overgrowth. Down here in the bottom left, in the orange from SK Telecom T1, the Zerg player, it is soO.
And spawning up here as the green Zerg on Overgrowth, it is Jin Air Green Wings' Rogue. Shout out to my buddies in States.
Yeah, in States.
Yeah. So something about last year he was in Seoul, I don't know. Whoa! Whoa!
What are you doing, Rogue? This is what we were talking about.
Rogue. Rogue!
I mean, this is... It could just be safe scout, but then again, it could be proxy hatch.
Yeah, I think he's going to build a hatchery here. But soO actually has a slight advantage in terms of his minerals, so... Okay, he's just going to delay that expansion, which is the best choice because he is quite behind taking that drone off from his minerals. And you see here, soO's actually floating a lot of money. He wants to get an expansion up.
He really wants an expansion. This drone is paying off in dividends, and he'll get away with that alive and get a scout of the main base, whereas soO is totally left in the dark. So Rogue definitely with the early game advantage here, even if it is a slight advantage.
Yeah, as I'm curious to see what this drone's gonna... Okay, it's gonna go back and return to Rogue's main and continue to mine minerals. But nice move there from Rogue, delaying that expansion. As both players getting that gas.
Yeah, things just going to normalize here.
Yep.
And I guess soO knows that he's been kind of predictable recently, and he's like, oh, I can mix it up against Rogue. Just go against what my recent play style has shown, because Rogue, a guy who is known for...
Whoa.
Yeah, wow, a very quick third base, but Rogue known for studying his opponents very well and trying to go against what he may have studied there.
Yep, as we see Rogue actually going for that really bold move, as you said, with that third hatchery, but I guess he's just crossing his fingers that soO does not scout this, but we see the Overlord there in the middle of the map. It's going vertically, so he might be able to scout it. See the Queens being built here from Rogue. Both players getting that speed as expected. And we see actually soO floating a bit of money here. Not really sure what he's going to dump his minerals in.
Maybe Baneling Nest for now. Gonna wait on that. Could be just a safe one. You see him continuously pumping drones from here. Just wants to make sure that he doesn't die to any big Ling all-in. Safe Baneling nest going to be added by Rogue later, as he is going for that third base. But soO is definitely going to scout this. He's got that Overlord that you were saying, and the Lings going across the map.
Yeah, so these Lings are going to confirm the fact that Rogue is taking that third base. And soO's actually going to take a third base of his own, so he's not going to try and do any sort of crazy all-in to try and punish the fact that Rogue is taking a quick third base. He's just going to try and play catch-up here and take his own third base.
Rogue is so smart. I don't think he saw the Lings of soO scout his base, but he scouts anyway with the Ling. Knowing that Baneling nests at this timing are pretty common, you don't want to have any Banelings running in there, and it looks like soO perhaps could have been setting up for a couple of Banelings to roll into that third base.
Yeah, and it seems that soO was just checking out the lava of his opponent Rogue before deciding to commit to anything, and it looks like he's going to keep adding drones and more for a couple of safety Banelings, but it looks like soO actually wants to go for the pressure here.
Yeah, going across the map, trying to pressure that earlier third base. It looks like soO has 4 extra drones, and Rogue a lot more Lings at this point, 22 to the only 10 of soO.
Nice pick off there from soO, using those 2 Zerglings to kill that Baneling, but looks like we're going to have a counterattack.
These Banelings are going to be late.
Yeah. He might be actually able to kill this hatchery off with those Banelings, so morph in time, and it looks like here now Rogue is rallying a lot of Zerglings down to this third base of soO.
He needs those Banelings right now, and the creep is not connected. Of course, look at all these Lings coming in, and the Banelings of Rogue also moving into position, trying to get that damage done, and he is going to get a full surround and take out the third base of soO.
Ooh, that was so close there from soO. Didn't split his Banelings, and that could have been a lot worse there. That one Baneling could have done a lot of damage, but it looks like Rogue is happy for what he's done so far, killing that third base, and it looks like he's going to just, he might go for the kill here. Oh, nice hit there.
Trying to go for these Lings. They are very weak, and running in his own Lings as well, getting a nice little position there. Looks like soO may just win in the end, as more of his Lings do pop out, as well as the Queen, but more and more Lings coming across the map.
Yeah, but the Roach Warren is done for soO, so that being said, he is continuing with these Zerglings, with these Banelings, so he needs units now to defend from the pressure of Rogue.
Baneling rolls into all the drones, not really going to get that damage. He wants to hit the Lings here. The Banelings of soO are complete. He's going to deny a lot of the Banelings, but a decent hit there from Rogue onto the Lings of soO. And just continuous, only Lings here. Only now does he make a Roach Warren back at home.
Most importantly, though, soO has lost 2 Queens to this pressure of Rogue, and injects are so important in this matchup because you want to have more units than your opponent. And then look, with like the counterattack here from Rogue, it's going to take out that third base. And with these 3 hatcheries that Rogue has, he can just keep injecting, keep rallying Zerglings over, and it's going to be really hard for soO to stabilize and defend from this pressure.
Yeah, I mean, Rogue's definitely got the better production at this point with the triple hatchery. He hasn't really droned up. It is still 31 to 30. And they can't exactly saturate that third base. So if soO does get the better traits, perhaps with his Banelings, he's not out of this yet. And he does have a lot of Roaches moving across the map right now.
Yeah, but Rogue has his own Roach Warren up already. But it doesn't... Okay, he's going to spawn 7 Roaches to help defend from this. Going to be a very dicey situation for Rogue to defend here. See how much damage that soO can do, but Rogue's so good with these Zergling run-bys.
Yeah, it's huge, and he's so far ahead in the larva count right now, 11 to 4. He's got 8 more drones as well. soO needs the miracle engage here, and sniping a couple of these Banelings will be good, but look at this run-by again, as you were saying.
Yeah, taking these Queens out, stopping those injects is so huge for Rogue, and there's no Queen there at the expansion. He's probably going to snipe the Queen here at the main base, but nice positioning there from soO at that little nook between the spawning pool and the hatchery. It's going to be really hard for Rogue to take that out.
Yeah, Rogue is playing like a god right now with these run-bys. Whenever it looks like soO may have a small advantage or timing perhaps even in this game, he just runs by and just outmaneuvers soO at every moment. Now look at this giant army coming across the map. soO definitely does not have enough to defend against this.
Oh, and 7 drones were killed by that run-by from Rogue. And look at these Banelings just trying to get some good connections, but Rogue is on top of it.
Huge Baneling hit there from Rogue onto 4 Banelings, and that should be it as the Rogue just roll over the army of soO here. The Queen's trying to get into the action.
Look at Rogue on the camera. He's just looking at them. Oh, man.
Oh, man. He's just staring at the camera. He's not even looking at the game as he A-moves into soO right now.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Oh, that's unbelievable. GG. Rogue takes the win.
We have a prize ceremony. We have a prize awarded for the best ceremony of this season. Even though he hasn't done his ceremony yet, technically, I think that was his ceremony. I think that is the winner. That is the winner.
That's a ceremony and a half, man.
Oh man.
Being polite at the end of it all, you know, bowing to the camera, but that is just so much attitude packed into that one guy. He shows up time after time in Pro League when so many people bet against him, and he just wrecks his opponents again. The last time I was against Zess, where Baneling dropped him, or Zess is known as the best player in the world. Now he comes out against soO. It's 6-1 in favor of the only guy who voted for Rogue, and Rogue makes him look like a peasant, man. He just outplayed him so well in that game. That was unbelievable.
soO looks shocked. He's like, what just happened there? I mean, Rogue. I think what won Rogue that game was that early third hatchery, and killing that third hatchery of soO. I mean,
yeah, that was the beginning of it.
Oh
for
man,
sure.
like Rogue played that out so well, and I think the most important thing we should mention was when soO brought out his queens to try and defend, and he was able to snipe those queens. It meant that there was no injects for soO available for him. He couldn't outproduce Rogue, and Rogue, feeling pretty comfortable off those 3 bases, injecting all those 3 hatcheries, was just able to rally units in, and Jin Air are in the lead 2-1.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, this really speaks to how well Jin Air is doing in round number 2. They did go down to SKT in the finals of last year, right? And they went down to SKT again in the finals of round 1. So now it seems like after that, they're just getting so angry, and you can feel the energy on this team. Guys just coming out here, and even when, you know, predictions go against them, they're just rolling face, and they're making it look easy.
Yeah, our next matchup will be Dream against Trap. Dream known as the TVP sniper, although the last time I saw him in a TVP, he got Shrek-a-mopped in Pro League by Hero, but Trap is a different player, so we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, that's definitely going to go down for me as one of my favorite celebrations of all time. That's almost as good as the keen, the clapping, right?
Yep.
That's just, I'm actually surprised that no one has done that yet. You know, with the cameras directly on their faces towards the end of the game, and the players know this, of course. And Rogue just using that there, that was pretty cool, man. I like that a lot.
Let's talk about next matchup, Dream versus Trap. Both players actually make it to the round of 8 of the GSL. Who was Dream's opponent? Oh, it was TY, okay. Trap's opponent...
Did Trap make it? I don't think he did. I think he made it to the round of 16.
He made it to round of 16.